revenge stories. I once lived down the block from a neighbor who ran a landscaping service from his home. He had 7 vehicles in different sizes and states of repair. One of them was a stake bed truck. He would cruise the neighborhood's bright and early on trash day and pick up any discarded appliances left by the curb. Then he would park this truck in front of my house while I was at work. Sometimes, trash would fall off his truck and into my yard, where it would not get picked up unless I picked it up myself. Several requests to park elsewhere and/or pick up his trash went unheeded. The police, PD, and parking enforcement, PE, told me there was nothing they could do, so I just put up with it. Then came the COVID pandemic. My employer let me work remotely from home, as long as I went out on service calls if one of our remote sites went down. Cue the petty revenge one fine trash day morning after the neighbor started his rounds. I took my employer's service vehicle out of my driveway and parked it at the curb in such a way that the neighbor would either have to park his trash truck slightly into a red zone in front of a fire hydrant or park it someplace else. He chose the red zone. I discreetly took pictures and sent them to PE, the PD, and the PRO of the local fire department. A couple of hours later, I heard someone shouting and pounding at the door. The neighbor had been cited by PE for parking in a red zone and blocking a fire hydrant. He blamed me, of course, for parking in such a way as to make it impossible for him to park legally. I pointed out that here were plenty of open spaces all up and down the street for him to park. We argued back and forth through the security door until the PD showed up. Someone had heard the shouting and called the cops. One took the neighbor aside for a nice friendly chat, and the other took my statement, during which I pointed out that the fully loaded trash truck might be exceeding the weight limits for a residential street. In the end, not only did he have to pay the fine, but he received legal notice that he could not park his truck on any residential street. Stopping to load it up was apparently okay, but parking was a big no-no. The fallout. Until I moved overseas, his truck would be parked in his driveway when not being driven, and neither he nor any of the other neighbors would park in front of my house unless there was literally no other place to park.